Welcome to the Doctor's Kitchen. Today we're going to be talking about functional health with Ben Atkinson, who is a dual-trained nutritionist, biomedicine scientist, and he's got a website called Functional Health Info. We're going to get into this with a delicious crab pasta that I've made him with leeks, peas, basil, tons of flavor. You're going to absolutely love it, and you can check out the rest of our discussion on the podcast in the link below. Check it out. I'm really excited about this dish because this is something that I love to eat. So hopefully you're going to agree that this is a healthy meal. It's a leek and pea crab pasta with watercress, lemon, chilli, garlic, and we've got some gluten-free spaghetti in there. I eat everything, but this, for those who don't eat gluten, is probably one of the best pastas I've ever come across. It's genuine, it's by an Italian company. You would not guess it's gluten-free. And I use like whole bean pastas as well sometimes to have a bit more fiber, a bit more protein content. We're gonna start off with some extra virgin olive oil in the pan with a little bit of garlic. All right, so tell us a bit about you, because I've been on your podcast. You're formally trained as a nutritionist, you're registered with the AFN, and you have an appreciation for functional health as well.
I guess everyone has their background or a certain story to how they got interested in nutrition and kind of nutritional medicine. Rupi, yours is very well known, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I didn't really have like a condition. I was just an overweight child that wanted to change his body weight, right? So at the age of 16, I started going to the gym. So I was doing a diet which bodybuilders traditionally used to cut or like get leaner.
I hear that all the time.
Right.
It's like cut, bulk, lean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of bro science.
Yeah.
Right. So like, not really based on science, but it seems to work. So my diet ended up being like a really high protein diet and vegetables, but it lacked essential fatty acids and carbohydrates. I was restricting calories as well.
Oh, okay.
So what happened is I got leaner, I looked good, but felt awful, right? Because I was not taking in the fatty acids you need and carbohydrates just to function normally or optimally. I don't know why it never occurred to me before that my diet could change the way I looked, but also the way I think and the way I perform. I realized I started falling asleep in class even after a coffee. I was absolutely exhausted. And I wanted to increase my sports performance. So I added more carbohydrates into my diet, more fats as well. So I started with a performance element and like worrying about aesthetics, and eventually got interested in like what nutrients can do and how it can change your body, and how it can help treat certain conditions. So I went on to study my master's in nutrition, and it seemed like a lot of these conditions, your high blood pressure, high cholesterol, can kind of be mitigated through diet and nutrition. The current medical model is almost not emergency medicine, it's not what I'm talking about, but chronic illness is almost as treating a symptoms approach. So you're putting a band-aid on a symptom, then you are treating the root cause of the problem. And I got interested in what the root cause of that problem was. And then I came across plant foods and the protective compounds which are in there. I mean, if you take a blueberry, for example, it's like, yes, it's got vitamins and minerals in it, but it's also got a range of antioxidants and phytochemicals as well, especially a polyphenol called anthocyanidin.
Phytochemicals absolutely fascinated me. And it was that kind of research that borders on reductionism and too much emphasis on in vivo and vitro studies and mechanistic pathways. But I still find it absolutely fascinating. And I think it's because as a medic, we like to know about cause and effect. We like to know about the pathogenesis or the mechanisms by which we can diseases are formed, but also how we can treat people as well. The knowledge that food contains an array of chemicals that can impact a multitude of different pathways is just fascinating.
Berries though, and I'm gonna focus on berries for a second.
Yeah, I love berries.
I've actually got I read a paper recently. They measured like 1 cup of berries to 2 cups of berries to no cups of berries, so 3 different groups in children, and see if it affected, so I think it was ages 7 to 10, and see if it affected cognitive performance acutely. What they found was ingestion of those berries increased cognitive performance within 3 hours.
Oh wow.
So we know that, I mean, it was a small study,
but
it was
as all these studies are.
Because they're so hard to perform. And we know that turmeric has like a multitude of benefits, primarily because of its anti-inflammatory properties, right? You've got allicin in garlic, which has got anti-inflammatory but also antimicrobial properties. A few servings of broccoli a day can lower prostate-specific antigen, which is the marker of prostate cancer, and actually reduce its progression as well. I think it was quite a lot of servings. It might have been 4 servings a day over a certain period of time, right? So quite hard to get in, but still it shows the power of food. The synergy between these foods and the synergy between these chemicals have a greater health benefit than the sum of their parts. Meaning that these foods eaten together have a greater health benefit than eating alone. And I found that amazing. And when we look at nature, like almost nature knows best in some respects.
And hopefully I'm sort of painting the picture of synergistic compounds here by adding lots of different ingredients to your lunch here, mate.
So it's a big advert for diversity, right?
Just to go back to this recipe, I've just put in some leeks, some peas, the garlic that I sauteed for a couple of minutes before to get a bit of colour on there, extra virgin olive oil in that. The pasta that I'm keeping an eye on, half an eye on over here. I always like to cook pasta al dente. There's nothing worse than soggy, overcooked pasta.
You're right about the pasta. It is absolutely delicious though, but the pasta is really good. It's beautiful flavours, and the chilli really, it spicens it up, and the lemon as well. You get citrus notes. Really good, man.
Thank you so much for watching this video. There's so many others for you to enjoy right here. Check out thedoctorskitchen.com, sign up to the newsletter where I give science-based recipes every single week. There's a podcast, there's 2 books, there's loads more content on social media, doctors_kitchen, and I hope to see you there.